how they say don't. So it is in some parts of the country correct.
Okay. The north was my favorite one in the Game of Thrones, so I'll let you go off the hook because of that one. Anyways, though,
Cool.
Marana. The other side, there's a Snapfire and the Tiny. So one move did ban out the Rubik. We're not gonna be seeing the Lina and the Brood. Yeah. It's what was banned out last time? Where when the Rubik
was, and I'm gonna do this off the top of my head, I'm not checking Liquipedia at all, you know, nobody can prove this. It is definitely me being great at recalling what the bans were from that last game, and I think it was, off the top of my head, stolen for a little bit longer, the Treant.
No, Treant is still banned. So...
Was it... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It was the Techies.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the train was banned, but, you know, shush.
Okay. That was... Thank you, Rob. That was a great laugh, for sure. Like, what was banned out, other than the heroes that are still banned out? And then he looks at it and says, Treant. Okay, anyways. But one move there. They're still going for the same type of lineup, you know, heroes that can rotate towards the mid lane or good in the mid lane to be fighting around there. This time around, though, they have a little bit more in terms of magical damage once they hit level 6. So they would be able to kill a Dragon Knight, but that doesn't mean that Team Spirit won't find another hero that can stay in the mid lane pretty much safe and just force them to be there if they want to play the side lanes. Team Spirit could respond to this with numbers, get something that can fight around the mid lane from the early stages of it, and you know, then before the Snapfire gets level 6, you get to that big of an advantage that the level 6 won't matter. But on the other side, they're just gonna go for the Magnus, which is you know, not that unexpected for them.
Yeah, and I think without the Rubik, you know, Team Spirit prefer the Magnus to the Centaur, being able to get the blink into the RP. You followed up with the Marana leap in, you know, the Starstorm to come through as well. The Marana Magnus, if you want to run this as the offlane combination, is still really strong because you get the Shockwave into the skewer, into the arrow. You know, you're not relying on the Rubik to set up for the stomp from the Centaur. So, you know, Magnus being able to, even if he, you know, the pullback onto the Shockwave is enough just to set up a skewer for itself.
Still doesn't have to be a Marana position 4. Miposhka has played a lot of Marana, so it's not uncommon that he's gonna be doing it. We'll see how Team Spirit wanna lane it here. For one move, I'm still not sure about the. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but I think the second that the techies got through, that you should have picked it, because it just changes the whole idea of how their team perceives being able to bring someone down from 100 to 0.
Yeah.
And I think they need that. I mean, you were allowed to play your best hero. Yeah, Spirit are probably trying to crush you, like show you that even with your best heroes, you're not gonna do too well. But I think that there is no reason not to pick it up.
Yeah, the Death Prophet being taken up from one move here again. Death Prophet, we've seen a couple of times, but it seems to be with the Slark is another one of those heroes. The Enigma is a bit of a surprise for me that Team Spirit would ban that out, but yeah, the Death Prophet and the Slark are the two heroes at the minute that just look really strong throughout. The Death Prophet as well, having that great start. You know, we've talked about the Spirit Siphon being great early, and it's just a hero that teams don't want to play against. You know, the Slark again, if you give it, we saw again before New Year's with the Lich combination or like a Crystal Maiden, which I'm surprised the Crystal Maiden isn't being picked up a little bit more. Maybe Team Spirit go for it here with, again, the Marana. It's a nice combo, you know, the Frostbite into the arrow, but yeah, you combine it with the Slark, and that lane looks super strong, where the Slark, to me, not a lane-winning hero, but the supports at the minute that are in the meta tilt that in the favor of Slark a little bit, I think.
Well, you know, in this series, the CM has been kind of left to the side, but overall, it is the most picked hero of the Eastern European DPC. 8 times picked. The only hero that has the same amount is the Batrider, though. Unlike the Crystal Maiden, the Batrider is actually having a really bad time, whereas he has only 25% win rate, and you know, the CM has over 60%. So I can't say I'm surprised we don't see the Crystal Maiden. You know, it just depends on what the teams prefer and how they want to play. In the previous lineup of Team Spirit, the Crystal Maiden just wouldn't be too good. Whereas for one move, it would be decent. You know, just it's the way that you want to play Dota. And if Team Spirit are doing a lot of this split pushy type lineups, then understandably teams are not going to be wanting to pick that one up, because CM is always an easy target if there's not constant fight where you're just running forward.
Yeah, and again, I think it'd be good for both sides. Being able to set up with the Frostbite into the Arrow, any RPs that come out, you've got the Crystal Nova into the Freezing Field as well, which the RP skewer. Okay, one move go for the Ember Spirit, but yeah, the RP into the skewer, it's a lot of time that heroes are going to be locked down on the side of one move in that Freezing Field. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it come out on either side with the Ember Spirit coming out now as well. It's a good setup with the Searing Chains into the Frostbite. And again, the damage that can be done. Snapfire being able to rain down Mortimer Kisses on those targets. So I suppose, though, I mean, we have seen Snapfires in the offlane. This is going to be the mid lane Ember Spirit. So do you reckon this is going to be the 5 Snapfire and the 4 Tiny then for one move?
Hard to say. Really hard to say. I think it's going to be a 4 Tiny.
Yeah,
but the Snapfire is still open to how one move want to play it. You talked about the CM for one move. I would be okay if it's an offlane Snapfire. Like, it's not bad with their lineup. But they kind of play too slow for me for a CM. On the other side, Team Spirit, you see the Ember Spirit. Whenever I see Spirit Brothers, CM does make sense if you want to be playing a 4 Mirana, but they'll go for the Silencer. It's gonna be a 4 Mirana, but it's gonna be a Silencer. Really nice hero to go with the Magnus. You just jump in with the RP, you just global silence, or Kunkka. You know, a lane as old as time. Ember versus the Kunkka. Kunkka wins, but the Ember never gets destroyed in this matchup. So I think Larl is taking this manly. I wanna fight this guy on somewhat even footing. Slight advantage for me, but doesn't matter. So I like it. I like the way Team Spirit are approaching X into an arrow or X into an skewer back. There is a global silence there. It is a very nice way to just get on top of one hero and immediately delete him and start off the fight that way.
Yeah, and if you can get the drag back onto the Ember Spirit after your remnants with the X, or hit him with a global silence, you know, like you say, it is a nice combination. The RP into the boat as well, really nice team fight, but one move go for the Faceless Void. So this could be something now, though, yeah, when you've got the Magnus and the Kunkka and the Silencer, it's still a lot to try and get around with the Faceless Void. You know, if you try and Time Walk away and you get X mark back, or you get Skewer RP'd into a fight, you know, it's a lot of lockdown coming through. The Global Silence comes out, stops that Chronosphere. So Faceless Void, I still like it with the Snapfire being able to throw out the Chronosphere with the Mortimer Kisses, Avalanche from the side as well from the Tiny. I just think there's a lot of control coming out from the side of Team Spirit. So I think Faceless Void here, he needs that quick BKB, I think, you know, to be active, and he does need to be active in these fights earlier on.
Very important for one move in this game that they're the ones starting off the fights. If they're not starting off the fights, they're losing a hero immediately, and it's a problem. Yeah. Or if they are just jumping in with the chrono, you know, there's going to be a global silence and the damage isn't going to be coming through from the Mortimer's Kisses. So I would like one move, you know, Tiny, Ember Spirit, Gilgir, and Dinecraft to just play this game consistently aggressive in the enemy's faces, try to force out those TPs, make fights be long, time dilation kicks in, Silencer forced to use the global, and then you can get the chrono out. And that is the way that one move want to fight. They need to be on the aggressive. If they're the ones being caught, if Team Spirit have time to kind of set up the fight the way they want, one move are just gonna get deleted every single time. So, and I think, you know, again, biased towards Team Spirit because of what we've seen in the DPC, what we've seen from one move so far. I don't think that they're gonna be able to pull it off. But this lineup of theirs, the thought behind it makes a lot of sense against what Team Spirit has, because you can force out these spells from Team Spirit, you can force out the TPs from Team Spirit, and you can play the fight long enough until the Faceless Void gets out the Chronosphere. It doesn't have to be at the start of the fight.
Yeah, I think though the Faceless Void, he needs to catch the Silencer. Like, the one target you need in that Chronosphere needs to be the Silencer, because we've seen Silencers before, specifically up against the Snapfire. They wait for those Mortimer Kisses to start raining down, and then they immediately just press for the Global Silence. Doesn't matter what else is going on, they just wait for that Snapfire, because it is so much damage coming through from the side of one move. You know, that Snapfire, especially if anyone gets caught in the Chronosphere and you start raining those down. I don't like the Troll. And that's just, I don't think the hero's any good at the minute. I just don't like this hero. I know Team Spirit, okay, they might have a plan, they might be able to play around it. I just don't think the hero is garbage. And this is me sugarcoating it.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I think that a hero is hard to play. I'm not sure that I love the Team Spirit lineup around the troll. I usually like more stuns. But there's two ways to play the troll. One is to just have a lot of stuns so that he can always hit. Or two is to have a lineup that enables him to farm so much that he gets to a point where you have Satanic, SNY, all of those items, and then you can just stand your ground and be that frontliner that if they get close to, they just get beat up. So I'm not a hater of the troll, but if Team Spirit loses this one, I'm gonna agree with you that troll is complete garbage, but I don't think he is. I just think that the hero is hard to play. It's hard to learn to play with for most of the teams. Team Spirit, for me, they're a very versatile team, and any kind of lineup they can probably pull off. I don't think this is the real test of a troll warlord, just how good it is, because I think Team Spirit would win most of the times against one move, even with the inferior draft. But I don't think this is one. I think the troll can work out. I think the troll can be strong if you just play it properly. And Team Spirit with the troll pick, I think he's gonna be going for the farming build. You know, just what he did with the Naga Standard. He's not gonna be joining the fights too much. Maybe come over to defend the tower and to claim an enemy tower. But other than that, he's not gonna be looking to fight. He's gonna be looking to farm. He's gonna be looking to get towards those items. Pretty much what Yutaro did in the previous game.
Okay, well, if it does work out, then I make my analyst look like a genius. If it doesn't work out, I'm vindicated and troll never gets picked again. So this is a win-win for me, honestly. But a win-win for you guys. If you want to get involved, you can head over to EGB, get involved there. And again, your first deposit up to $600, you will get a bonus from that. So don't forget to get yourselves over to EGB as we get ourselves into this first game. And yeah, Troll Warlord, not impressed whatsoever.
Yeah, I like that they picked up a Timber, so I want to see what Yutaro wants to get. Okay, It seems like I see a Blade of Alacrity in his quick buy. I don't know if that's a Dragon Lance or if that's a Diffusal Blade, but sometimes against the Timber, people on a troll would rush a Javelin. So it would be cool to see something like that, but from his quick buy, it doesn't seem very likely that he's gonna be going that route. But trolls usually do okay against the Timber up until level 6, because you get so many sticks for the Timber, and troll loves spamming the whirling axes.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see how that's gonna play in the lane here. And Afterlife, he's even looking for the early high fives. He's pumping his team up. He's getting ready. He's like, come on, we can do this. It's a troll. Everyone knows troll's bad, and they're getting ready to get themselves. I mean, they're going to be spotted by the Observer Ward, so he does have to be careful coming in for this with... Okay, the Morano's moving away now towards that top. It looks like one move, they want to try and contest these. They've got themselves another ward down here as well. Just try and contest onto these runes. Mira, he's not skilled anything up just yet, so it looks like it's just going to be another 2 for 2, which... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what everybody expects. Maposhka could move back. I mean, Gilga's going to be here. He might be able to sneak this one in. Does he have the timing on it now as well? Maposhka going to go for the right clicks, but it is going to be that 2 for 2.
He doesn't even skill up the stun or the toss. He just clicks better than Meposhka. So
yeah,
nicely done by Gilgir. You know, with 1 or 2 tangos, you're gonna be back up to full. With the tiny, you don't really want to be close to the lane all that much. You want the Timbersaw to be level 3, whereas you're only level 2. You're okay with that kind of approach. So I'm okay with what Gilgir just did. You know, just you lose just a little bit of HP. Who cares? You got the rune.
Yeah, and he's got tangos, you know, he's going to be able to regen through this as well. It's not going to be awful. Afterlife this time, not starting off with the Chakram. It's actually going to be the Timber Chain that comes out here for him first. And we take a look at the toss into the Whirling Axes. The tower, though, he wasn't in range of the tier 1, so he's not going to be taking anything. Well, sorry, Gilgir got the toss, but it's coming through that, you know, Maposhka, what's he skilled up? Yeah, he's just going to go for the glaives at level 1. So yeah, Gilgir not rotating in, not getting close enough to the tier 1, not taking anything, any major damage from the troll as well. Just going to be chased back from Maposhka. So this damage coming through onto the Tiny, he's going to be fine with this.
I kind of feel like level 1 troll and silencer might not have been able to fight off a Timber Tiny if you start off maybe with a tree grab. But okay, Gilgir, he decided to be more of a you know, lane pull guy and stuff like that, it's not gonna work out too well because they can't push out Miposhka, and Yatoro, he's gonna get some free denies here. So quite nice for Team Spirit on the bottom lane right at the start.
Yeah, just flicking between the two lanes as well, because both Mira and Pantomim taking a lot of damage here in this top lane, and Collapse, he's just taking it to Munkushi. Munkushi's going to try and come in with the time walk. The Cookie's going to be there now as well. Gets the stun off onto the Mirana. The Mirana, though, going to try and use that stick to keep himself alive. The body blocks. He's only level 1, so he's not going to be able to go for the leap. And Mira even using the Fairy Fire, but one more right click, and Pantomim will pick up the first blood. Revenge from that first game and being taken down first there. But bottom lane, Yatoro does get an immediate response, taking down Gilga.
Okay. Gilger, I mean, underestimating the amount of harass that the Silencer can do. He even found this ward there from Miposhka. A slight mistake there from Gilger, the way that he plays that ward on the low ground, because the sentry ward on the high ground will always see it. So if you move it a little bit towards the top part of the jungle, it's just gonna be perfect there. It's not like you need the ward to be right on the stairs there.
Yeah, and look at again the bottom lane. Miposhka. He wants to come in, and he might actually be able to take Afterlife down. He does have that Timber Chain if he needs to get himself away. Is the damage? It's not going to be enough to take the Timber Sword down. 2 points into the Reactive Armor there as well. Pretty much fully stacked up, so 19 points into this as those start to fade, but he does have a decent amount of regen before they do go down. So it is going to keep him alive through the aggression coming out from the side of Team Spirit.
Yep. And the troll is going for a defusal in this game. So I'm hoping that this is one of Yatoro's games where he doesn't want to get... Oh, Miposhka has been caught.
Ooh, he gets the TP. One more tower shot, one more anything would have been enough to get the kill there, but he times it to perfection. You know, he comes into, he gets a TP, just says 100% calculated. Has to be careful. Go on.
Spam his keyboard so fast that he ended up surviving because you're not timing anything there. You go the tower, you're just spamming your keyboard, hoping that you're gonna live. Man, I thought the tiny hit actually came through. He was just going for the backhand hit, you know, and the silencer just got out in the nick of time.
Yeah, Miposhka now you see that, you know, using those tangos, he's even gonna be. Did Troll? This isn't the way it's supposed to happen. The Troll's supposed to take the tangos off Miposhka, not give him tangos back.
It's the real carry, the one who's carrying support even in the laning phase. That's what Yatoro does.
Yeah, Mira going to be chasing down Pantomim's courier there as well, so it does be able to, he's going to be able to take a bouncy rune. So getting a little bit of benefit, just leaving the Magnus in the lane. The Magnus not looking like he's going to be overly contested here. There is going to be the Scatter Blast or Time Walk. Does he want to come forward? Does he want to try and get himself away here? He's just going to be able to go for the Skewer and Collapse. Out of danger. Going to be going towards a Hand of Midas of his own here on Collapse. So at the minute, he looks like he wants to try and... Oh, the Cookie comes out though. This actually might be the death of Collapse. Collapse, yeah, the Scatter Blast. And Pantomim picks him up.
Yep, solid start for the side of one move. I'm actually surprised Mira starting off with the Starstorm in the top lane. I know it's the way to go for a Mirana, but a position 4 Mirana is different than a position 5. So I'm kind of surprised. I think that they are having some trouble in that lane. Also, the rotations to the mid lane just not as strong because X into a Torrent in the mid lane. If Ember Spirit messes up, the arrow can't connect and you can make something happen. So in my mind, the arrow level 1 would have been much better. And now if you go for it now, it's gonna be bad. So you want the Starstorm. So only on level 4 will you have that ability with an arrow.
Yeah. Mira again going to be taking a lot of harass coming out from Pantomim. Like I say, he did go for that second point in the Starstorm now as well. Munkushi though, he's going to be able to time walk away. So the Shockwave was used, but here Magnus wasn't able to get any extra lockdown with the skew, you know, forcing back underneath the tier 1 for any extra amount of time because Faceless Void 2 points into the time walk there.
And they did get 2 kills on top lane for 1 move, but look at Collapse's CS compared to the Faceless Void. He's just crushing him completely. Munkushi doesn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, he's got for the 2 points into the Empower, so he is getting that 20% bonus damage. The Cleave as well, so he is able to get the kills quicker on the creeps. The denies even coming through as well. 10 denies up against the Faceless Void. It's only got 4. So he is, like you say, he did get taken down on the mid lane. They might be trying to make a move onto the Silencer. Miposhka though, Aincrad's going to be here. The curse comes out. Gilga's going to be out of mana. The Fairy Fire, Miposhka though, not going to be able to keep alive through this. Lol gets the kill onto Pantomim though. And it's just going to be a trade that the support for support, Aincrad, will be able to pick up the double damage rune.
Yep, well, it's gonna be more beneficial to one move because one, the boat was used, so Kunkka now might be in trouble with the rotation of the Tiny, and of course you do get that DD on the Ember, which is probably the best rune for him to have this early on, especially with maxing out of the Sleight of Fist.
Yeah, the one thing though that Aincrad doesn't have, he doesn't have a point into the Searing Chains. Kunkka, he only has a phase which, he's not a high mobility hero. So he's not going to be able to dive out of it if he does get locked down. Cookie, I mean, the Tiny's still around as well. So Avalanche tosses, but at the minute, there's not a gap close setup that you get from the Sleight of Fist into the Searing Chains. But again, Miposhka, he's just dead again. Aincrad with the double damage rune, and now they might come right back into this lane here. Lal, the Remnant, it dives forward, but again, Lal's just backing himself away. Mira has rotated down, only level 3. So like you say, no arrow here for the Mirana.
Miposhka really likes that spot there, it seems like, though. After what has happened twice, he's not gonna like it any longer. And died twice. And look at Collapse, how annoying he is. His annoyance, though, could cost him his life. He's a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, Pantomim's going to be coming in with the Cookie. Is there going to be Scatterblast? One more right-click and Collapse. Yep. He's going to be collapsing once again, and Pantomim's going to be the one claiming that kill.
Well, too bad.
Team Spirit, when I look at them and the items that they want to go for and how they want to play this game, to me, it seems like they woke up today and they said, we want to farm, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to play Dota. We want to farm. We want to hit creeps and just win the game that way. And one move, I think it's really time to start punishing it. I mean, not only now, but as time progresses, if this Magnus really does go for a Midas and it seems like Collapse is committing to it full on, I mean, you need to punish it. You definitely do.
Yeah, and this is going to be another good rotation into the mid lane here now as well. Lal, he has to walk towards the dire side of the map, but with Aincrad being here, Pantomim, it's a really nice ward as well to see if there's any rotations in from the side of Spirit. So, like you said, you talked about it last game, one move, the one big move, it seems, is to play around the mid lane, and they're doing that amazingly so far in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yep, this time around, Spirit again went for a hero, you know, that is tanky. But Kunkka is not as tanky as a Dragonite, especially not if you don't get the vote off. Plus, this time around, the magic damage of one move is so good, and Pantomim is actually very high in levels. So that's what's actually allowing them to threaten the life of Laurel and in the end even kill him.
Yeah, they might actually go, no, collapsing on the tier 1 tower. Phantom was rotating back up. Scatterblast going to be there as well. Munkushi, level 7, so you might actually go for this. Has that Chronosphere, the bashes now as well. Collapse though, the RP is going to be used onto the Faceless Void. TP's coming in from the Mirana. Munkushi, does he want to try and hit this Chronosphere? He does! He doesn't hit anyone in it! They're still going to be able to get the kill onto Collapse though. Munkushi, a bit of a let-off there, but Collapse, he was trying to break some ankles and it was clever. Still gets taken down, but it was clever.
Yeah, but one move aren't done. They're going towards the bottom lane, and Miposhka's dead again.
Yeah, they might be able to get onto Miposhka with nothing to stop this. He's trying to go for the TP, but the Sleight of Fist comes out. Aincrad gets the kill, and now Yataro, well, he had a lot of success behind the Dire Towers last game. This time, though, I don't think it's going to work out as well. Level 7, but no point into his ultimate. Are they going to be able to get anything from this? So here, Yataro trying to do what he can with the whirling axes. The Cookie comes out. The Avalanche now as well. Just trying to save it for Afterlife, who will secure that kill.
This time around, he's gonna be punished by running towards the enemy side of the map, and quite fast to do so. One move with their mid lane going as well as it did, with them getting a couple of kills there. Here's finally the confidence that I wanted to see them for so many games.
Yeah, but meanwhile, it looks like Aincrad, he dived to the Remnant, trying to pick up this rune. Miro was waiting low with that X marks the spot. He's still going to be able to get himself away to a Remnant, but took a lot of punishment there. He's going to be able to get back down to the Embers, refill that bottle, so he's going to be able to get himself back to a decent amount of health. But it was a good move in theory there from Team Spirit. Just didn't have the damage to finish off the kill.
So Team Spirit are definitely going the greedy route, and I get it. Ultra late game, they're gonna be quite strong, but their lineup is still good at making plays, X into an arrow, global science, getting a couple of kills, and with these kind of items, I'm not sure how effective they're gonna be at doing that, especially with Collapse now going Midas into a mech. He's not gonna have a blink. Your ability to make plays is non-existent, and Yatoro is dead again. Yeah,
the Mortimer Kiss is coming out there. There's no global silence because Silencer is only level 5, so the troll gonna be burnt down by the kisses. And it was funny watching Gilga chase down onto the Silencer because he was taunting with a high 5 as well. He knows how many times that Miposhka's died in this Radiant jungle. He's just like, come on, high 5, come back. I just want to be friends. And again, Aincrad, like we saw last last game, able to move into the jungle, take those stacks away from, well, I suppose it's going to be Lal that wants him now as well. But RP comes out, catches onto 2. There's going to be a leap in into the Starstorm. Did he get the kill onto the Faceless Void? Faceless, no. He gets that time walk off. He's going to be fine.
Mira messed up. He used the arrow after the leap. If he used the arrow and then the leap, the damage of the arrow plus the extra stun would have definitely been enough to bring down the Faceless Void. So slight mistake there coming out from Mira. Even though Collapse, he baited it out perfectly.
Yeah, and Munkushi, I mean, this tier 1 tower isn't going to last for much longer, but how is he looking here? He's got a Hand of Midas of his own. It looks like anything coming out on the courier. No, that's the, yeah, Faceless Void's courier's on the way back. So it is just going to be the Hand of Midas for now. No Maelstrom just yet. No Mask of Madness, nothing like that. But he's still, I mean, the Chronosphere is back up, so Aincrad's going to be here now as well. They get the lockdown onto Collapse, so Collapse does he get himself away. He was trying to contest, got that Hand of Midas off, so he does steal a creep away from Aincrad. And Aincrad back into the mid lane, though. They might be able to get the kill onto Lyle. Pantom is going to get low. Do they have enough to get the kill into Pantom now as well? Mira comes in with the Starstorm, and they are going to be able to get the kill. And Poshka, even from range with the last word, with the curse, he does the damage, he gets the kill, he gets the intelligence, but it is going to cost both supports the life on the side of Team Spirit.
It's always thinking about fighting, or at least defending this mid lane tower, which is very important, but he can't do it. They're bringing in Collapse. They have to try.
Yeah, there's no RP though for the next 48 seconds. The dive onto Lal. Lal, does he survive through this now? They might have the damage to Chakram. It's not going to connect. Aincrad though is going to be able to get there with a Sleight of Fist. The double damage rune now as well. Afterlife. The damage stacking up from Yatoro, but the Timber Chain away. Nothing. Yatoro wasn't in that melee form. You might try and chase down now as well. The Whirling Axes come through. He pops the ultimate. He's going to change targets, and now the melee form on the Whirling Axes. Does he get a kill? Global Stance is going to be using Yatoro. He wants to kill at least onto the Snapfire. Back though behind that tier 1 tower. Sleight of Fist comes out. Collapse. He's going to survive on 20 health. Maposhka might be in trouble. The Remnant going to be dropped here now by the Ember Spirit. They get the kill onto Yatoro. Yatoro way too far forward, and he'd already used that ultimate. Again, the cooldown onto the Battle Trance, it was way too long, and he was just caught out in no man's land, and they get the kill onto the Troll.
Okay, that's I think Yatoro got tilted there, because what he was doing constantly is he was trying to attack from range form and then turn into melee form, and he can still get the ensnare off by doing that. And he did it like 5-6 times. No ensnare comes out on the Timbersaw, and then he's like, yeah, screw this, I'm popping the ulti just so that I have vision on him. And in the end, it ended up costing his life. I was really not a big fan of him popping his ulti, but if the Timber had died, we would have seen a completely different outcome. In the end, what we see is that Team Spirit are losing heroes left and right. They're losing the towers, and the Faceless Void is farming all this time without any contest.
Yeah, and it is actually going to be the Maelstrom to be picked up here. He's already got one Mithril Hammer, you know, about 1,000 gold from picking up the Maelstrom itself, but with the Hand of Midas, that's going to be no time at all here for Munkushi. And Munkushi, like you say, he's finding the farm, he's finding that space, and level 10, the smoke comes up, he's got the Chronosphere, so this is what I wanted to see. Every time this Chronosphere is up for the first 15-20 minutes, just try, well, after the first 7, you know, when you are able to go for the ganks, just look for the rotations, because the Snapfire is going to have the Mortimer Kisses like this, and it is more than often than not a guaranteed kill, and you get collapsed again.
Every single time that they have a chrono, they should go for a play like that, as you mentioned it. Really no reason not to do so. And look at the Ember is even stealing their Ancients. He's not going to be getting the big ones, but he did at least get some gold away from Yatoro. And, you know, Team Spirit, they're putting a lot of emphasis on this Troll because they know he's going to be the hero to rely on later on. I like the Manta, but I'm just not sure about the Basher. I still think it might not be the best item on the Troll. It gives you some nice damage, but instead it does go through BKB. I do like the idea that he wants the Satanic later on. I think that's the right move. It's all about survival on the Troll, especially when you have a Magnus on your side.
Yeah, and you can see here Troll Warlord. How is he looking in terms of net worth? He's not too far off the Faceless, so it's not as pun intended dire, you know, as I'm making it out for the Troll, but he does need that time and space here, Yatoro, to catch up, to find the extra farm, and it looks like one move, they've already taken down this tier 1 tower, so that will give them access to both sides of the map on the side of the Radiant. And Aincrad with the X mark, does he try and dodge it off though? He's still going to be caught out in the Torrent. There's going to be the global sounds coming through now as well, so they should be able to get the kill, and they take down the Ember Spirit here. Meanwhile, that's going on in the top part of the map. They're going to try and go into Yatoro. The Battle Trance is popped, but there's going to be 3 heroes. They have the control, they have the reveal through the Moonlight Shadow, and Yatoro, do they have the kill on the Troll? They do. Pantomime, he secures that.
For me, sometimes in this series, it's feeling like Yatoro doesn't care. Like, I don't know, but the Global Silence came out there in the mid lane. He could have TP'd. Oh, no, actually, he couldn't have. He is up against the Yule Scepter. Okay, scratch that. That is not the case. In this case in particular, Yatoro did everything right, because Timber, as we saw, he had the Yule Scepter, so even if you would start TPing away, there would be a Yules. But I still think a TP attempt would have been good there, because if the Yules gets used to cancel his TP, they can't use it during his battle trance, so maybe, just maybe Team Spirit come over in time.
Yeah, this is going to be the toss back now in the mid lane, though, the leap away from the Mirana. Is he going to be able to get himself away? The RP comes out. It's actually all going to be onto the Tiny. They're still going to be able to take the Tiny down, though. So they could have got more out of that with the RP. You know, they were hoping for more, but a kill is still a kill, and a kill is good here for Team Spirit. Look at the wards coming through, though. They've got 2 sentries, 3 sentries, and Observer around this triangle. Lol, he pops his BKB. The Mortimer Kiss is still flying through. There isn't a global silence, but this time they're not going to be able to get a kill from it.
And Yatoro was chasing Munkushi again, only one in snare. I think he's getting a little bit frustrated with it, and now one move are coming. They're coming to punish this.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to get the kill into the silence. And Miposhka, the furthest one back. It's going to be a matter of time. Scatterblast comes through, tries to keep himself alive, but he will still be taken down, and Aincrad's the one that claims that one. Ember Spirit looking towards his BKB now as well. He's still going to be about 18... No, what's that? About 1,000 gold? Yeah, about 1,000 gold away. But he's got the rotations, and he's finding the support from the rest of his team. So this BKB, it's not a desperate thing that he needs out. You know, 7, 1, and 2 here on Aincrad. And I think he learned his lesson from the last game, though. The BKBs are still important.
I mean, against the global silence, you need a way to remove it. It's of the utmost importance for sure.
And look at this, they're going to be able to get the kill. They were looking for Yatoro, but they're still going to be able to get the kill into Collapse. Yule Scepter comes out, there's no RP, and Collapse just gets locked down. And you can see that one move, they know exactly where Yatoro is, and the protection comes out this time from the Magnus, but next time, that might be another troll kill.
The Spirit are capable of stopping the bleeding in terms of gold, but in terms of kills, one move are doing quite well, and that means that the experience will be going their way heavily. And I think that is the main difference here. Both the Mirana and the Silencer kind of do benefit a lot from extra levels, and you do that by getting kills, by constantly being involved in fights with these heroes, but you can't do it with Team Spirit currently because you're just not strong enough.
Pantomime, he doesn't even need to come in for the cookie. He doesn't even try to come in for the cookie. He just goes for the D rune there, gets that deny on the Arcane rune, which the Silencer probably would have liked. You know, they would maybe try and set up for a fight. Even Lal, you know, just dropping the boats and the Tidebringers, but Afterlife, Lal, he comes right up into his face. Miposhi's going to be behind, though. X marks the spot. He's got the Yules. So he's not going to be dragged back into the torrent. Just connect onto the arrow. So a really nice bait, but do they have the damage to take him down? It looks like Mira, he wasn't able to leap close enough to get the Starstorm off. And Timbersaw, slowly but surely, will just be able to walk himself away from that danger.
Man, I thought Yatoro is gonna just be in the jungle in this game, but he wants to be somewhat with his team. I can understand it, considering that they're losing. They need the extra damage coming out from the troll, but that just means Team Spirit, in my mind, they should be making moves a little bit closer to their side of the map, protecting their triangle. They have vision in the enemy triangle, so it's nice that they're taking some farm away from their enemies, but I think protecting your own triangle with the Magnus on your side is very important. Finally, Miposhka does get that ward down, and that was a very important thing for Team Spirit to happen.
Yeah, Miposhka, I mean, again, has to be careful. Was it the multiple kisses come through, but it's just going to be a searching kisses. You're not actually going to connect onto the silencer, and yeah, he's going to be fine. So, okay, they've baited out the kisses. They still have to watch out for the Chronosphere, though. Team Spirit, bottom lane, Mira, Lol hanging around, making sure Yatoro doesn't get ganked off fear. They might actually be able to go into Afterlife. Does he try and go? It's just going to be connected through. There's going to be the leap in. Starstorm comes out, but he's going to be able to get the Timber Chain away. No arrow follow-up because the creep wave was around the Timbersaw.
This is a smart move from Team Spirit. I don't think they ever thought they were gonna kill the Timbersaw. It's just get something out of the enemies, get some TPs, delay time as much as possible so that we have chances of moving around the map a little bit easier. Yeah,
Aincrad, though, he pops that BKB, might actually turn on to Collapse. Do they have any reinforcements coming through from the side of one move? And Collapse, he doesn't want to throw the RP. He couldn't close the gap, couldn't drag it back. The cookie, the illusion, it disappears before it hits onto Mira. Mira gets the gold from that. So, quick cleanup, and that could have been, it probably wouldn't have been anything apart from a minor annoyance there because Munkushi was away. So there wasn't going to be a Chronosphere, there wasn't going to be any follow-up, and it would have just been a bit of damage there onto the Mirana.
Okay, so Team Spirit, they missed the timing where they could get kills. Now it's all about forcing the enemies to use their resources a little bit earlier in the game. A 9-second BKB of the Ember Spirit is actually quite a lot. And if you can get more of those out, if you can get 1 or 2 from the Faceless Void without losing too much, you're going to be super happy. And I think that's what they're gunning for right now. Force the enemies to react, maybe give 1 or 2 lives. It doesn't matter for the BKBs to come through so that in the later portions of the game, you don't have to deal with it. That's why I want 1 move on the aggressive. So when they do use this, they're getting objectives. They're getting the Roches, they're getting the areas, they're getting the wards down and the towers. So 1 move, this is the time, especially with the Faceless Void having the BKB, for them to step it up, be a little bit more in their opponent's face.
Yeah, and Gilga, he got the kill onto Yataro's courier, which thankfully for Yataro, he didn't actually buy out the ultimate orb. You know, he was waiting for the gold, so he just had his courier over there waiting for that. But it does mean that Yataro has to go out of his way here to complete this Manta style. Moving himself over, will be able to complete, and maybe here, 1 move with the smoke up. They make something happen in the mid lane in the meantime. Yeah, there could be the blink in from Gilga, the toss back now as well. They have that? No, collapse. Does he get the RP off? No, he doesn't. 3 heroes brought back into that skewy, but he wasn't able to get the RP off, and Afterlife gets the kill from it.
He didn't want it, he stopped it. He knew it wasn't a good move. Like, you get the RP off there, it's not great. Nkushi? Top lane?
Yeah, the Battle Trance comes out, but the Chronosphere is going to be used here. Is there going to be any follow-up from this? There's a Global Silence, so that would stop anything like the Ultimate Kisses in Yataro. Maybe the Bash. Nkushi wasn't able to get in range. And he does get the TP away. Meanwhile, this is going on Inkrad. He's in the Radiant Triangle, and he gets the kill into Miposhka.
Man, if he got the hit there on Yatoro and got the kill, Yatoro would be so mad. Mira's in trouble too.
Yeah, the cookie comes in though. He's going to be able to get the leap away. Do they have the damage to take him down as Yatoro? He wants to come into this fight. Gilga gets the kill onto Mira, but you can see Yatoro chasing down onto Pantomim. The buyback comes through from the Silencer as well. So the Global Silence will come out. Do they get the chase down onto Ember Spirit? Ember Spirit, though, he has that BKB. Do they get the Ensnare? He's going to get locked down. Yeah, he maybe no. The Avalanche comes out from the Tiny. He might get himself out of this. And the Ember Spirit, well, Troll, he gets taken down by Afterlife again. And it looks like Ember, he's just going to be able to ease away. He's getting himself. He might even come back in with the double damage rune in the bottle. Collapse forces Afterlife back underneath the tier 3s, underneath the tier 4s. So, but Nkushi gets the kill onto Lal. All of a sudden, 1 move, they're starting to clean up again in the Radiant base while there's still tier 2 towers standing. Oh, the Yule Scepter comes out. They might actually have the catch here onto the Timbersaw, the arrow, but he gets that second Yule's off. He dodges off the arrow. Still though, Miposhka is waiting. Damage. Afterlife tries to get himself away with the Timber Chain. He's going to be out of mana. He's going to be silenced up. He's going to be killed off.
And the supports of Team Spirit, they clean up a little bit. Afterlife didn't have the mana there for the Lotus Orb. If he had, he would have been able to remove the Silencer spells and most likely live. But 1 move, this is it. They're using their BKBs, they're using their big spells to get into the faces of the opponents. It was scary for a second there for the Ember Spirit, but with the Tiny coming over, Collapse knew that even if he gets the RP off, it's not going to be that big of a deal. The Avalanche will stop the Troll from attacking. And Yatoro, he is still going with the same build that he wanted from the start of the game, but the thing is, he's not ahead. This build that he wants to go for, it works if you're ahead. If you're behind the BKB, it seems like almost a necessity for him.
Yeah, and Yataro now, they're inside this Roche pit. They've got some vision down. All of the ultimates apart from the Global Silence are up, 45 seconds away from that. But 1 move, do they want to try and contest Lal? Gets himself a haste. There's going to be the blink in the Multiple Kisses start to fly through. And again, no Global Silence, so Yataro just has to get himself away from the Multiple Kisses. They might be able to get the kill into the Tiny, but Gilga's a big tanky rock. And in fact, Mira's going to go down, so they trade off again 2 supports. Lal has to get himself away the haste rune. He's still going to be revealed by the dust, but he has that haste rune, so he's going to be able to move himself away from this. And Gilga, he's playing bodyguard. And you look at how low Roshan got, thanks to Yataro getting in there, doing the damage, thanks to the Mortimer Kisses flying through. And now 1 move, they're just going to be able to get themselves in the pit.
Yep, there it is. Troll without the BKB when you're behind, when you don't have a Satanic, when the enemies can't do enough damage, especially because they're higher levels than you. You just can't play the game. You can't play the game. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily point fingers towards Yatoro and his hero pick in this game, but yeah, I guess you're proving your point, Rob, here. Troll cannot be played.
Garbage hero. Awful hero. Just throw it in the bin.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I probably have some troll PTSD from my pubs. You know, again, playing like the 2K level. That trolls, it just doesn't work. And you know, they get kited around, they get controlled. And Yatoro here, I'm not saying he's playing at a 2K level at all, but it's just the troll doesn't seem to be having the effect that maybe he is playing at a 2K level. Who am I to say though? Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be having the effect that Team Spirit wanted.
Until you said that, I didn't even consider it as a possibility that you said something like it. But now I'm gonna be looking towards you as you being definitely capable of expressing a thought like it. But anyways, one move, they're still ahead. They have the Aegis. I would like them to push a little bit more ahead, but considering the current state of the game, if they just continue farming, Team Spirit actually cannot win this one late game with the current state of things. They have to get the kills, and one move, they're playing around the mid lane. Considering that they are stronger, playing around the mid lane makes sense. When you're weaker, playing around the mid lane is not the greatest because the enemy can always read your moves. But now when you're stronger, even if they read them, what are they gonna do about it? They just come over and they get taken down.
Yeah, and do you think if Team Spirit lose this match, do we have to go and replay TI-10, you know, in case it was a fluke? Just ignore the fact that we've had another TI between that as well. But if Team Spirit lose this, we have to go back. We have to do the entire tournament over again in case it was a fluke.
So you're just hoping for another TI right at the start of the season?
Yeah.
How would that work? Right after the major or whatever?
I don't know. I'm not the brains behind this. I have the ideas and someone else figures it out.
Yeah. Anyways, though, I don't think that's gonna be happening. So even though we would like to look at, I was quite happy when Team Spirit won TI. So I would say no, because I don't know if in the current state of things they would be able to repeat it. But either way, 12k gold lead, tier 2 is gone. Team Spirit, they're nowhere close to taking down the tier 2, and now they're just gonna be in so much trouble.
Yeah, Yatoro, though, he might be able to get the kill. Do they have enough to take down Afterlife? Afterlife will go down, so really nice start to this fight. With the Chronosphere, it's gonna catch 2 calls. Yul's gonna be there, though. Faces Void, it wastes so much time with the Chronosphere. He pops his BKB. He did get the BKB off, so it does waste 3 or 4 seconds on that Chronosphere. But Yatoro, his ultimate is down already, so he's gonna go down. And now it looks like Munkushi, do they want to chase for more?
Actually, I have to say, I think Team Spirit are doing a good job in playing this game currently, right? Ever since like minute 16, 17. But I think in the first 16 and 17 minutes that they didn't do anything, that they put themselves in a position where they have to go for moves like this. They're in the enemy side of the map. They're getting kills, trading 1-for-1 in a game that you're losing. That's actually quite okay, right? You're forcing TPs, you're delaying the Aegis. You were forcing TPs ever since, but I just don't see how that is gonna change, especially with the troll not going for a BKB. I never am gonna see him just stand his ground and fight. He's always gonna lose.
Yeah, and they even get a kill inside the Radiant Triangle here on the Sansa. Sansa was trying to do some dewarding. You know, he used his courier up onto the cliff, had the Sentry Ward down to try and find the vision, but Gilgit just comes in and punishes because the ward is actually on the other cliff. So they saw it. Gilgit, great rotation, and Munkushi was able to come in and help secure that kill onto the Silencer. Loses not only his life, but the courier there now as well, and it's going to be a 3-man smokeout. One move, they want to be going, they want to be applying this pressure, like you say, maybe looking towards another tower in this mid lane, and they've got the presence to be able to do it. Again, no global silence for the next 10 seconds. The Avatars comes in. They have the lockdown. Law's going to be popping the BKB. Yatoro on the back lines. Again, he pops that Manta style. He has the battle trance if he needs it. He is going to have to pop it now as well. The boat comes through. Yule Scepter's going to be there. Again, wasting the time for the Troll Warlord. Do they have enough global silence? He's going to be there with Yatoro. Trying to right-click, trying to keep himself alive through Faceless Void. Doesn't have that Chronosphere. But now Yatoro's going to be taken down. Aincrad gets it with a Sleight of Fist. Up on the high ground, Mira. Multiple kisses, they start to drop. Lyle's trying to run himself away. He's going to be revealed by the dust. Munkushi has that time walk in 1 second to close the gap. One more right click. No, the Hex comes out here from Lyle. So he's going to be able to keep himself alive a little bit longer here. Doesn't have a TP for 12 seconds.
He saw him.
He's wasting so much time though on the side of one move. I mean, the troll is still 28 seconds away, but Lyle, he's finding a comfortable set of trees to get. He might even take down the courier. No, but the courier will see him. He's got that TP 1 second. Munkushi, Chronosphere's up in 1 second if he wants to use it here on Lyle. The Hex comes out. No, yeah, the Avalanche. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Lyle. Lyle, the bash comes out. Aincrad gets taken down by Maposhka, but they still take down Lyle.
Laurel almost lives. The only reason he dies is that career randomly flies over him and they know exactly where he is. His TP was coming in a second. He would have been able to TP out. But at least with his running around the map, they do bring down the Ember Spirit, which is actually a really big streak that will go towards Miposhka, you know, not the greatest of things, but considering the state of the game, you know, you might as well rely on a core silencer later on down the line. Though considering his net worth, that's probably not going to be happening. But the big thing is they got the gem, Team Spirit, so they can play something like this. The problem I see with them, okay, finally Collapse has the blink. He was actually thinking of not buying it at all, and he gets it. Okay, it's definitely necessary for him to have any chances of coming back into it.
Yeah, the silencer. Yulceptor comes out with the cookie. Actually, the cookie's not in range. Scatterblast still going to be used. There's going to be the curse. The drag back now as well onto Pantomime. Pantomime is actually the purge comes through here from the Guardian's Greaves. So if he wants to, he can turn this one around and start to drop those Mortimer Kisses. But the skewer away from Collapse. And yeah, he's using that more to avoid potential Chronospheres than actually getting the drag back there onto the Faceless. And Faceless has that Satanic now, so it's going to be so hard to get through this Faceless Void.
Okay, Yatoro is understanding that he needs a BKB. He is putting it in his quick buy. It's no longer only the Satanic. It's really necessary. The Faceless Void does way too much damage with the time lock, and you need to be at least making sure that damage from the time lock and the Mjolnir doesn't go towards you. It's if you ever want to stand your ground and man fight him.
Yeah, look at the blink comes forward now as well. The Tiny just a toss straight up in the air. Miposhka with the full stuff. Where's that gap closed? Remnants coming in. Yulceptor's going to be there from both now as well. Miposhka, global stance is going to be used before this fight breaks out. But Mira, can he get himself away with the leaps? He's going to be trying to get himself to. He doesn't get to the high ground. He's going to be locked down. He's going to get killed off. Or they even get a. Well, it's going to be in the river. I don't think anyone actually. Afterlife is going to go back for it now. The Elven Tunic comes out. So it's. Both supports again going down, but one move at the minute. The fact that they forced out the global as well. They have this outpost on the Radiant side of the map. One move are just taking complete control of this map.
They're taking complete control of the game as well. Like it's only them making moves. Team Spirit, they're looking very sad. Collapse, nice usage there of the hood to be able to blink out. Because when you're dropping from the Yules, if you spam the hood gets activated before you hit the ground, and then the 50 damage doesn't get applied to you.
Yeah, and he was able to get himself away from that, even using the skewer, just for that extra little bit of range. But again, what can Spirit do here? You know, what's the game plan for? Do they have to? Is this BKB the potential linchpin for the side of Spirit for Troll?
I mean, what they did at least. Okay, Troll now is just probably dead again.
Yeah, Troll Chronosphere is going to come out. Munkushi, there's not going to be anyone close this time to get the Yule Scepter off. Yatoro, though, he survives through the Chronosphere. Yule Scepter is going to be there onto the Troll Warlord. Waits a little bit of time. The RP comes through. Do they have the kill? The cookie comes out, but they toss it onto the Troll. The Troll's still going to go down, and Faceless Void will still be able to get himself away. Collapse, going to be chased down here, locked down by the Searing Chains. And all of a sudden, one move. There are still tier 2 standing. Lyle has to pop the BKB though. And you can see the Afterlife, he's just walking himself up. There's going to be the dive in, and now that BKB is gone for Lyle. Searing Chains comes through. Gilga, they're going to be inside the base, even before the tier 2 towers fall. And one move, 37 to 11. Ooh, the Faceless Void, he's getting low. But again, has that Satanic, he's going to be able to pop it. The damage coming through. And look at the heals from Munkushi.
Okay, so before that fight happened, I gotta answer your question. Like, Spirit, okay, they were behind, but the enemies, their BKBs were low and stuff like that. After this fight, the gold lead is gonna be so high, you're probably gonna be losing a lane of racks, that coming back into this game becomes a almost impossible endeavor. Now it kind of relies on one move making a huge mistake. You're still gonna wait for the Troll to farm the BKB and try to go for a fight. If he had it, let's say there where he fought the Faceless Void, you probably killed the Faceless Void. The fight is completely different, but the gold lead still makes such a huge impact there, even if one move were in a place of the map way too deep, don't really want to fight there. They just have the net worth necessary to do so. And now with this kind of a net worth advantage even higher, and the roach that is going to be going their way, it's very hard to see Team Spirit winning the game.
Yeah, and Troll Warlord, he's still going to be about 1,000 gold away from picking up the BKB here now as well. And like you say, that one move, while he's trying to find that farm, while he's trying to find the space, there's just not going to be anything that Spirit can do. Look at how quickly this Roche is going down. It's going to be a shard as well, so I assume that's going to be... Now, Faceless already has his shard. So does the Ember Spirit. Afterlife, potentially, I guess. Unless, you probably don't want... At this point, because it's not a core Tiny, you don't really want to be giving the shard over to the Tiny, but... Yeah, so it's going to be the Timber Sword with a shard, so he's going to have that flamethrower now as well. And a little bit of extra damage in the fights, a little bit of building damage coming through there as well. Yatoro right on top of Gilga. Bo, they get the skewer back, they get the Hex, so they're at least going to get the kill onto the Tiny. But it does mean like the Moonlight Shadow was used for that. And now Team Spirit, they gave away the position, and with this Aegis 1 move, they know where they can actually try and contest on the map, and it's going to be this mid lane. They're looking for another set of racks.
What Team Spirit do really well when they're up against some teams is when that team takes Roche, they do a really good job at setting up the fight right after the Roche. So I'm really glad that one move didn't take the bait there, despite losing their Tiny. No, we're not gonna go to where Team Spirit is because they want us to do this, and you just go beeline towards the mid lane. Still, Team Spirit doing a good job at pushing out the waves, but at least one move didn't take the bait, and now they can go and pick them off one by one, which is what they're gonna do to Laurel.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I'm just looking Collapse. He's just pushing out again with the illusions, but Lal, can he get... He can't get himself away. He doesn't have the BKB. He doesn't have his life, even. And you can see that the calls from the side of one move... The difference between... It's 10k difference between the Faithless Void and the Troll Warlord here. You know, that's... It's nearly a third of the net worth just between the two carries.
That's an empowered troll, mind you, so it's even worse, literally, because the troll should have had an innate farming ability just because of his Magnus wasn't the case. But at least you can see now, Team Spirit, we talked about at the start of the draft, 2 points how you play the troll. One is overwhelming amount of lockdown with the hero. The other one is you get him so farmed that he can be this frontliner. Team Spirit messed up with him being so farmed that he's the frontliner, and now they're just making 10 hexes because they're like, okay, we're gonna have the overwhelming amount of lockdown, so maybe we can play this one. I think it's too late, but you know, they're at least trying things to make them work here, even though the game is 99% over.
Yeah, I mean, Collapse, he could still get that really big 5-man dive into never mind, the dive's actually going to come from Gilga. Your Scepter's going to be there now as well. Collapse trying to keep himself alive. The global stance is going to be used. He has to use the Guardian Screams there as well on Collapse just to try and keep him alive. And Munkushi, he's backing him, so he's going to be in, out, shaking it all about here in front of this tier 3 tower as he looks to take it down. Now the global silence, they've outlasted the globals. And they can just carry on pushing through. They still have one. There's going to be the skewer back, but he has that Aegis. In fact, if he gets the BKB, no, do they have enough lockdown to take him down? The once he's going to go down into the Aegis, so that's going to be him coming back alive. Afterlife, though, the cookie comes through. He might be able to set up a really good chronosphere. He doesn't actually throw it out. Time dilation is going to be used, so they get the kill onto Maposhka, and it looks like Team Spirit, they're going to have to, it's last chance saloon here. They get the kill onto the Timber Sword, though. Aincrad, he wants to dive in. Skewer back. He's going to be hexed. They're going to be having him into 1000. It's going to be the Emissary. He goes down. He goes way too far.
Yep, Team Spirit, they can fountain farm you, but you cannot fountain farm them. I like that one from Team Spirit. I mean, it's the best you can hope for. One move, the reason they went for the mid lane is the hardest one to push against heroes like Tiny, Magnus. In most scenarios, it's the hardest one to push, right? Because of positioning. But against a Magnus or a Tiny, which both teams have, it's not easy because you get skewered into tier 4s. Skewered into tier 4s, Hex comes out, they kill him once. Troll, we saw just how powerful he can be. Of course, he did buy out because of the because he needed the BKB to fight. Yeah. But that's the scary part of the Troll. If he gets to attack someone, he's gonna rip them apart. He did that to both the Void and the Timbersaw in that fight.
Yeah, and now we can see that the Tiny, I mean, Munkushi as well, he's got that butterfly up, which is going to make it a little bit harder, which is why we see the Troll going towards the MKB. So he can try and, take down Munkushi, just take him in that man 1 versus 1 fight to the death here, but the Faceless Void still has a Chronosphere. So now one move, Global Silence is back up, RP 15 seconds away.
Double RP.
Is he got a refresher? Oh,
yeah.
This is going to be big. Now, he might try and make the dive past him, though, with the Eon Disc, so he is going to be able to purge off, get the cookie out, and keep himself alive, but it does mean it's going to be on cooldown for the next 100 seconds. They're smoking, the RP, they catch into the Faceless Void, but there's going to be the ult after Global Silence comes out, but they're still onto the back lines here, with the Avalanche coming through. Do they have enough to keep Faceless Void locked down? They drop that RP, but there's Destruction coming through. There's even going to be the cookie to get the Faceless Void away. Now the Faceless Void can come in. Chronosphere catches onto 3. The Troll, it catches all 3 cores. The damage, though, can they do enough to take down this Troll Warlord? The Battle Transit will be used up, so they get the kill onto Yataro, they get the Silencer kill, they take down Lal, and it looks like the rest of Team Spirit, Mira has to go for the TP away. Do they have the catch onto Collapse? There's going to be the Glepnir coming out onto Collapse, and Collapse, he's trying to get himself away with the skewer, but he still have the damage, and Gilga gets the kill onto Collapse. 4 heroes dead, no buyback on Spirit, and you can see how far Munkushi already looking for that next set of racks.
Dire's bottom tower
If you remember Jinkyu lifting at TI-10, lifting Collapse over and over again, playing the Rubik against this Magnus, not allowing him to skewer, I think Collapse is getting PTSD there. Because the second he got Yuled in that fight, over. The fight is just over. He got the connection onto Munkushi. If he gets him towards his teammates, Munkushi just dies there, and the fight is completely different. Of course, he might have a buyback, goes to the outpost, but until he comes back into the fight, there is a chance that his teammates are already dead. But because he got Yuled up, no skewer back, one move, they just easily win a fight. It wasn't even a contest there. You could see Collapse was running around. He knew he had the second RP, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do with it. You're just in a bad position.
Yeah, and this is going to be 5 heroes dead. Troll up in 4, second silencer in 7. But before they get back up, they're going to be losing the tier 4s. And I don't know... Yeah, we're going to be going all 3 games here today in this first series. GG's just going to be called. They know they can't defend this Ancient here. And Team